Hey, listeners, are you ready to take control of your car buying experience and make smart financial decisions? Introducing the Ultimate Auto Finance Guide, your go to resource for navigating the complex world of auto finance. Whether you're a first time buyer or looking to refinance, this guide has all the tips, tricks, and insider knowledge you need to secure the best deal. Don't miss out on this opportunity to empower yourself and drive away with confidence. Head over to www.ultimateautofinanceguide.com now and grab your digital copy. Trust me, it's the smartest investment you'll make before buying your next car. Welcome back to Drive to Success Mastering Auto Finance. I'm your host, John Lewis, and if you're in the auto finance business, you know that success isn't just about originating loans, it's about managing the entire life cycle, including the challenging world of collections and repossession. Today, we're tackling one of the most complex aspects of our industry, the state by state patchwork of repossession laws that can turn a routine collection process into a legal minefield. If you ever wondered why your repo procedures work perfectly in Texas but get you in trouble in Wisconsin, or your compliance costs seem to multiply with every new state you enter, this episode is for you. Whether you're a dealer looking to understand financing partners, challenges, a lender expanding your footprint, or a collection professional trying to stay compliant, buckle up because we're about to navigate the maze of American repossession law. Let's start with a reality check. In the auto finance world, we deal with federal regulations on a daily basis. Truth in Lending, Fair Credit Reporting, and the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. These create a consistent framework across all 50 states, but when it comes to repossession, it's the wild, wild west. And in every state and in every town, it has their own sheriff. I've been in this business over 20 years, and I can tell you that variations in repo law are among the most significant operational challenges facing multi state lenders today. We're not just talking about minor procedural differences, we're talking about fundamental differences in what you can and cannot do to recover your collateral. The Uniform Commercial Code provides some baseline principles in Article 9, but states have taken those principles and run it entirely different directions. What we end up with is a system where your perfectly legal repo procedure in one state becomes a potential lawsuit in another. All right, let's talk about the big kahuna, self-help repossession. This is where states' differences really hit you in the wallet. Some states let you take back collateral without going to court, while others require a judge's permission for everything. In Texas, and I love using Texas as an example because they're so lender friendly, you can repossess a vehicle from someone's driveway at 2 a.m. as long as you don't breach the peace. Your repo agent can hook up that car and drive away, and it's completely legal. Florida's similar, very permissive for self-help repos. But head up to Wisconsin and suddenly you need a court order before you can touch that vehicle. The same applies to New Hampshire and a few other states. For a national lender, this means you have entirely different playbooks depending on where your borrowers live. I was once told by a lender that they have loans to people who live literally across the street from each other, one in Illinois and one in Wisconsin. The Illinois borrower, they can use self-help style. The Wisconsin borrower, they need to go to court first. The same company offering the same loan programs but employing utterly different collection procedures based on an arbitrary state line. Now, even in states that allow self-help repossession, you've got this concept of breach of peace that'll keep you up all night. Every state prohibits breaching the peace during a repo, but here's the kicker. Most states don't clearly define what that means. In some states, if the borrower comes out and says, hey, don't take my car, your repo agent has to stop right there. In other states, they can continue working as long as they don't engage in physical activity. Some states consider entering a closed garage a breach of peace, while others focus on whether force was used. Texas, again, tends to be more permissive. Your repo agent can usually continue working even if the debtor objects as long as nobody gets physical. But in places like Vermont or some parts of California, any significant objection from the borrower means game over. Your repo agent needs to walk away. This ambiguity is expensive. It means training repo agents differently for each state, maintaining different policies, and often being overly cautious because the cost of getting it wrong is enormous. After you successfully repossessed a vehicle, do you think you're done with state variations? Think again. The notice requirements are inconsistent, and this is where many lenders get tripped up. Some states require pre-repossession notice, and you must notify the borrower that you're coming. Others don't. Post-repossession notice requirements range from 10 to 30 days, and the content requirements vary significantly from one location to another. California requires specific language regarding reinstatement rights, and if the original transaction was conducted in Spanish, the notice must also be in Spanish. New York has different timing requirements and specific information about storage fees. Florida has special requirements if your borrower is a military member. I know lenders who have compliance officers whose full-time job is just making notice requirements across different states. They have templates for every state, tracking system to ensure notices are sent on time, and legal review processes, as one mistake can result in the loss of the right to collect a deficiency. The complexity doesn't stop with repossession and notices. The sales process has its own set of state by state variations that can impact your bottom line. What constitutes a commercially reasonable sale varies from state to state. Some states require specific advertising procedures. Others have cooling off periods. Some states have restrictions on when and how you can collect deficiencies after the sale. I've seen situations where identical vehicles in similar conditions sell for similar amounts, but due to different state requirements, one lender can collect the deficiency while the other can't. It's not about the economics of the transaction, it's about following the proper procedural steps in the right state. Let me paint a picture of what this actually means for your day-to-day operations. If you're a multi-state lender, you need separate operating procedures for each state where you do business. That means different repo company networks, different notice systems, and different legal counsel who understand local requirements. You need sophisticated compliance management systems that can track where each loan was originated, where the borrower currently lives, and which state laws apply. You need staff trained on multiple sets of requirements, and you must keep that training current as these laws change regularly. Your collection costs will be higher in some states due to more restrictive laws. Court order repossessions add weeks to the process and incur significant legal fees. In some markets, these additional costs might make specific loan segments unprofitable. Here's where it gets fascinating. What happens when your borrower moves from Texas to Wisconsin after you originated the loan, or when you find their vehicle in a different state? Generally, the law of the state where the vehicle is located governs the repossession process, but which state's law applies to post-repossession procedures? Some courts look to where the loan was originated, others to where the borrower resides, and still others to where the lender is located. I've seen cases where lenders followed one state's repossession procedures but had to follow another state's notice and sale requirements. The potential for error is enormous, and the consequences can include losing the right to collect deficiencies or facing consumer protection lawsuits. The good news is that technology is helping lenders manage this complexity. Modern loan management systems can track borrower locations, automatically apply appropriate state requirements, and generate compliant notices for each jurisdiction. Some lenders are partnering with national repossession companies that maintain expertise and requirements of all 50 states. These companies can ensure compliance with local laws while providing consistent service across multiple markets. But let's be honest, these technology solutions require significant investment and ongoing maintenance to keep up with the changing state requirements. That's not a silver bullet, but they're becoming essential for any lender operating across multiple states. All of this complexity comes with real costs that it can impact your bottom line. You need more legal counsel, more sophisticated systems, more training, and more administrative overhead. These costs ultimately get passed on to borrowers in the form of higher rates or fees. There are also the costs of mistakes. A lender that fails to follow proper procedures in one state might lose the right to collect the deficiency on a loan, turning a manageable loss into a total loss. Consumer protection attorneys have become increasingly sophisticated at identifying procedural violations that can void lenders' rights. So, how do you succeed in this environment? First, recognize that repo law compliance is a core competency and not an afterthought. You need proper legal counsel familiar with repo law in each state where you operate. This isn't an area for general corporate counsel. Second, develop written procedures for each state and thoroughly train your staff. Document everything. Good records are the best defense if procedures are challenged. Third, consider the actual cost of multi-state operations when pricing loans. Some markets may not be profitable once compliance costs are factored in. Fourth, stay current with changing state requirements. Join industry associations that track regulatory changes and consider subscribing to legal updates focused on auto finance. So, what can be done about this patchwork system? There are several potential approaches. Federal standardization is one option, although it would require congressional action and would likely face opposition from states that prefer their current systems. Interstate compacts could create regional uniformity without requiring federal intervention. States could agree to mutual recognition of each other's repo procedures. Industry best practices could emerge that satisfy all states' requirements, though this would likely mean adopting the most restrictive procedures everywhere. Technology solutions will continue to evolve, making compliance easier even if the underlying law remains complex. The state-by-state variation in repossession law is one of the biggest operational challenges in auto finance today. It creates costs for lenders, adds complexity to operations, and causes confusion for consumers. While we can't change the regulatory landscape overnight, we can adapt our operations to succeed within it. The key is recognizing that compliance isn't just about avoiding lawsuits, it's about protecting your ability to collect on your loans and maintaining profitability. Good procedures, proper training, and the right technology can help you navigate this maze successfully. That's a wrap for today's episode of Drive to Success Mastering Auto Finance. I hope that this in-depth exploration of the complexities of repossession law has provided you with practical insights for your operations. Remember, in the auto finance business, knowledge is power and compliance is a key to profit protection. If you're facing these challenges in your organization, invest in proper legal counsel and procedures. It's more cost-effective than dealing with the consequences of getting it wrong. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a review and let us know what topics you'd like for us to cover next. You can email me at masteringautofinance@gmail.com. Until next time, keep driving towards success.
Rolling down the avenue to a jazzy beat, following that rhythm, life's a one-way street. Chasing dreams with passion, every mile's a goal. In the world of finance, stories to be told. Catching the horizon with a soulful groove. Navigating numbers, got nothing to lose. Every calculation, every deal we sway. In the realm of autos, we find our way. Drive to success, we're mastering the art. Through the lanes of finance, we set apart. Jazz and soul where the numbers align. Make your journey smooth with wisdom divine. Hit the keys of knowledge, let the insight play. From leases to purchases, every savvy way. Revving up those engines, zeros turn to ones. In the studio of life like morning sun. Feel the soul, embrace the jazz. In the auto world, let's razzmatazz. Financial gears shifting smooth and slick. In the podcast lane, we find the tricks. Cruising through the jargon, ain't no mystery. Unlocking all the secrets in auto history. Low ones and rates, they glisten like the stars. Drive the distance, no matter how far.
Thanks for sticking around until the end. Before we go, if you're in the market for a new or used car or even thinking about it, you must check out Drive to Success, the ultimate auto finance guide. It's packed with strategies to help you navigate the tricky world of auto financing, avoid costly mistakes, and get the best deal possible. Head over to Amazon and grab your copy today. Just search for Drive to Success, the ultimate auto finance guide, or use the link in our show notes. Take control of your car buying experience and drive away with confidence.